Chapter 15. Burn It Down. There was a new face in the sanctuary. "This is Darth," Chartry said. "He's a Bruja, and he'll be joining you tonight." Darth was short and dark, spooky-eyed, flicking his gray ponytail as if he didn't fit in his own skin. Angel felt an immediate and instinctive affinity for him. Chartry laid a photograph on the table, an overhead shot of an industrial block in East Palo Alto. "The fighting pits are likely in the basement of this warehouse." She gave them a moment to study it. "I want all vampires on the premises taken alive and brought back here. No human left alive." She tapped the ventilation layout. "The gas goes in first, through here, before anyone sets foot inside. You go in after, pull out the vampires, and then you burn the whole place down." She looked up. "It needs to look like a meth lab explosion. Darth, tell me what you need." Darth reached into his pocket and produced a small flashlight that emitted a powerful green laser. He set it on the table. "Epoxy glue guns, liquid ether, canisters of cyanide gas, and more of these." Chartry didn't flinch. "Of course. And I'll make sure you have plenty of sharpened wooden dowels. Coordinate your plans. The truck will be here at sundown tomorrow." She looked at Catherine. "Make sure everyone feeds." The group roughed out the plan and went their separate ways. Gabrinth ran the nature trails with Maleva. Darth found his way to Alberto's and let the Brazilian jazz do what it did. Susie worked in her studio, losing herself in the art. Catherine drifted through the upscale bars, watching arrogant men strut and boast. Portfolios, acquisitions, power. Her fangs slipped once. She didn't feed. All were inside safely before sunrise. The sun set. The coterie assembled at the Scientology Center. The box truck was loaded and waiting. Darth went through the inventory methodically and raised an eyebrow. Cyanide gas and lab-grade ether were not things most people could source overnight. The Camarilla apparently had friends in the right clearance levels. Gabrinth drove. Angel navigated with his phone. From the street, the block in East Palo Alto looked like nothing. Dark warehouses, chain-link fence, no reason to stop. Gabrinth parked and killed the engine. Angel and Darth moved on the cameras first, sweeping them one by one with the green lasers until every lens had gone dark. The others hopped the fence. Susie caught her dress on the way over and landed with a small sound of dismay. Catherine rolled her eyes at the impracticality of a long dress on such a mission. They moved on. Susie and Catherine worked the locks with the epoxy guns, gates, doors, anything that opened, sealing each one solid and moving on to the next. They were quiet and quick and almost finished when the warehouse door burst open. The ghoul came in hard, 2 Presa Canarios already flying at them. Catherine and Susie took the dogs. Gabrinth met the ghoul head on. Angel slipped through the open door, pulled it shut behind him, and epoxied the lock from the inside. The fight was short and ugly. When it was over, Darth was already at the ventilation access with the canisters. The gas went in. Panic rose inside. Shouting, a dog going frantic, then silence swallowed everything. Darth broke through the side door. The others followed him in. He turned and went back to the truck for the ether. The air inside was still and smelled like marzipan. Human and animal corpses lay across the floor. They spread out without discussion, Angel tracking the perimeter, Catherine to the right, Gabrinth to the left, Susie holding back and listening for movement. A blur shot from the corridor and slammed Gabrainth into the roll-up door, metal buckling around him. Catherine read him instantly, the way he moved, the way he hit. Bruja, Sabbat Anti-Tribu. The kind of vampire who existed entirely outside every rule the Camarilla had written. He was fast and fully committed, and it took Angel and Catherine both to slow him down enough for Susie to drive a stake through his chest. He dropped. Gabrainth got up slowly and approached him. He went through the pockets and came up with a key ring. Behind the locked doors, 3 staked vampires, eyes open, helpless. Gabrainth found the girl he'd seen the other night and looked at her for just a moment before he looked away. They carried all 4 staked vampires out to the truck. Angel stared at them. "We should talk to them," he said. "Find out where they came from, who runs this, how they ended up here." He looked around. The others were already heading back inside. "Fine," he said. One key on the ring still hadn't been used. Angel found the door it belonged to behind a shelving unit at the back of the main space. A small office, bare except for a desk, a chair, and a safe in the corner. Gabrainth went through the desk with the experience of someone who knew that people hid things in predictable places. Gabrainth found a combination taped under the desk. The safe clicked open. Cash. They split it. They followed the stairs down into the pit. The kennels were at the far end. Dead dogs, no humans. The ventilation system had been thorough. A cash box sat on a shelf near the entrance. A briefcase was propped against the wall beneath it. The cash was split. The briefcase was set aside for Chartry, unopened, which visibly disappointed Gabrainth. Everyone filed out. Darth stayed behind. He moved through the building alone. Warehouse, pit, kennel, office, every connecting passage, distributing the liquid ether and taking care not to ignite it prematurely. When he was satisfied, he walked out and lit it. They were all in the truck within a minute. Gabrainth pulled out hard, and they were blocks away before the first sirens began in the distance. Catherine called Chartry. Chartry looked at the staked vampires, at the briefcase, at the crew. "Good work," she said. "I'll take it from here."